Hello, in this presentation we will discuss different aspects of analytical thinking in the context of data analytics and data-driven decision making. Specifically, we will discuss the analytical skills and analytic thinking processes involved in data analytics. We will provide examples and discuss analytical thinking skills in relation to data-driven decision making. Data analytics is a complex task and requires some analytic skills. Of course, most people have some analytic skills, but these skills are particularly important for data analysts. In general, analytical skills refer to the ability to interpret, research, and observe an issue or a problem to develop effective solutions and ideas. It is thinking in a step by step, logical manner and analyzing a question or a set of data to arrive at a solution. In a word, analytical thinking is about insight, but it is a special type of insight that you arrive at by taking things apart. In this way, analytical thinking is the opposite of synthetical thinking, which is what we use when we bring things together to draw conclusions. For instance, we use analytical thinking when we examine the quality of the different elements that make a course effective, such as instructional effectiveness, the amount of instructional time, the available resources, the qualifications of the instructor, the available technology, and so on. We use synthetical thinking when we generalize and draw an overall conclusion about the quality of the course. There are many aspects of analytical skills. In the context of data analytics, some of the most important analytical skills are curiosity, understanding the context, having a technical mindset, data design, and data strategy. You may think that you do not possess all of these skills, but they can be developed. Curiosity refers to the desire to learn something. Curious individuals typically look for new information, challenges, or experiences, and this attitude leads to progress and increases their knowledge. The fact that you're trying to learn more about data analytics shows that you already have the skill. Understanding the context requires some attention to detail and examination of the different elements that go into a situation. Paying attention and examining the context leads to a better understanding of a situation and helps avoid misinterpretations. For instance, when examining student academic outcomes, a data analyst notices that schools with the lowest student performance are also schools from low income areas. Before drawing conclusions about the effectiveness of teachers and administrators, school representatives may consider issues such as the amount of resources available in those schools or other issues associated with lower socioeconomic status, such as lower levels of parental support. Having a technical mindset refers to the ability to divide complex processes into smaller steps or components and thoroughly examine the properties of each component and how the components relate to each other. If we have a sequence of steps, it refers to taking each step in a logical order to obtain the desired result. For instance, a data analyst first cleans and organizes the data to prepare it for analysis and then runs the analytical procedures. Running analysis before thoroughly examining and cleaning the data may lead to errors. Another skill that is needed as a data analyst is data design, which refers to organizing the data. This process can be very simple or very complex. It can range from a simple list of emails or contact information to a complex data set that includes multiple pieces of information from a very large number of individuals and from multiple points in time. Data strategy refers to the bigger picture of managing the people, processes, and tools involved in the data analytic process. A data analyst may divide the data analytic process into phases and delegate tasks to other individuals while making sure that the appropriate data analysis or visualization procedures are employed and the appropriate tools such as software are used to obtain the desired outcomes. These skills are also involved in a variety of tasks in our daily lives, and actively practicing them improves our effectiveness as data analysts. Having familiarized yourself with the five fundamental competencies of a data analyst, you are now prepared to delve deeper into the realm of analytical thinking. Frequently, people take thinking for granted as it unfolds naturally and automatically. Yet, it is worth noting that there are various types of thinking. Creative thinking, critical thinking, and abstract thinking are some examples. Let's focus on analytical thinking. Analytical thinking entails the process of recognizing and defining a problem, followed by its systematic resolution through the utilization of data in a methodical, step by step approach. As data analysts, how do we employ analytical thinking? To address this question, let's explore another five critical components of analytical thinking: visualization, strategy, problem centric approach, correlation, and last but not least, a comprehensive consideration of both the big picture and the details. Let's begin by discussing visualization. In the realm of data analytics, visualization refers to the graphical depiction of data and information. This can encompass various forms such as graphs, maps, and other design elements. Visualization holds significance because it enhances the capacity of data analysts to comprehend and elucidate information with greater efficacy. It is more difficult, especially for individuals who are not used to working with data, to derive meaning from long tables with many numbers, but a graphical representation effectively illustrates and conveys meaning even for the untrained eye. The second facet of analytical thinking involves the element of strategic thinking. Data analysts typically handle enormous amounts of data. Therefore, the ability to think strategically is fundamental for maintaining concentration and direction. Strategic thinking empowers data analysts to define their objectives with the data and devise the means to attain them. This means that they have to establish clear objectives, outline a series of logical steps that are needed to achieve them, and make sure that these processes take place effectively and in a timely manner. Strategizing contributes to enhancing the caliber and utility of the data we gather. Through strategic planning, we can ensure that all our data holds value and can actively contribute to our goal attainment. Next step on the analytical thinking checklist is being problem oriented. Data analysts use a problem oriented approach to identify, describe, and solve problems. It's all about keeping the problem top of the mind throughout the entire project. For instance, a data analyst is told about the shortage of special education teachers in schools. The data analyst may help school representatives identify pools of eligible candidates for these positions while also focusing on identifying effective strategies to increase teacher retention. The fourth quality of analytical thinking is the ability to identify and examine correlations among different aspects of the data. Correlations refer to relationships or associations between certain measures. For instance, we typically see a correlation between the amount of time spent studying and student academic performance. Nevertheless, one thing to always remember is that correlations do not necessarily imply causation, and that they typically just the beginning of a story in which many other factors could be involved. Big picture and detail oriented thinking refers to the ability to identify the main idea while also being aware of the details. A jigsaw puzzle is a great analogy here. Big picture thinking is the ability to synthesize and derive meaning and conclusions without getting caught up or focusing too much on the individual pieces. However, the individual pieces and the way they relate to one another is very important. If there are many inaccuracies, the overall picture may not be as clear. Here, analysis and synthesis, which are two essential and complementary cognitive processes, work together to achieve the data analytic task. Now that you have a grasp of the five facets of analytical thinking, namely visualization, strategy, problem orientation, correlation, and both big picture and detail oriented thinking, you are equipped to leverage these skills in your data related endeavors. As you progress in this course, you will further develop your proficiency in applying these skills to effectively work with data. The analytic thinking skills discussed so far are an integral part of the data driven decision making process. You may remember that data driven decision making refers to using facts to guide an organization's strategy. Data analysts use the power of data to gain valuable insights, verify hypotheses or assumptions, better understand opportunities or challenges, provide an objective overview of a situation, help develop intervention strategies, and so on. Data driven decision making can improve an organization's effectiveness in multiple ways. For example, a university may want to develop a new program which requires a significant investment of time, effort, and resources. The university may want to know if enough students will sign up for this program before employing all these resources. To do this, they can assume that people would be interested, or ask the opinion of a few existing students, or they may send out a survey to a larger pool of individuals. In the data driven decision making process, all analytical skills are involved. For instance, curiosity helps us learn more about an organization, better understand the context, and identify patterns that we did not know existed. These findings may generate new questions and new findings. It is important to mention that data driven decision making is not a one person job. It is therefore important that the data design and strategy are very clear, transparent, fully endorsed by the team, and the results are clearly communicated and explained to the stakeholders. In this presentation, we discussed the analytical skills and analytic thinking processes involved in data analytics. We included examples and discussed analytical thinking skills in relation to the data driven decision making process.